So the overall design of the vehicle, interior, I think is exceptional. It feels really high class. You have your pretty much your hard surfaces here, which I think is fine. Hard surfaces are fine. They're easier to clean and things like that. But they have this plush, softer surface. I don't know if you can, if I push down it, it's a very soft, leathery feeling surface, and it's very nice to the touch. So if your elbow's sitting there, you're fine. It also has the one cup holder, which is pretty large, and the colors of them just go together. The black with the tan, you can see if I scroll across, it just looks really like upscale. Even the seats, I really like the seats because they feel a little bit more upscale or plush than just going with a straight fabric. They kind of added these texture squares to it, which is nice. And then when I bought this, I got the OEM car mats, which fit perfectly. The rear rear passenger area of the 2023 Honda HRV, which is one of the things that attracted me to this vehicle, is its overall size in the back. Disclaimer here, I did have a 2022 Corolla Cross, and it was a lot tighter in the back seat. It was basically unusable for 5 people. So my review is going to be based on 3 passengers in the back. If you had 2 passengers in the Corolla Cross, you're probably okay, but the 5th passenger, or the person in the middle, is going to have issues with this section right here. So I'm going to go through some numbers on why this HRV works so well. So let's get started. I really like its lighter color, and it makes it feel a little larger. I also don't have the sunroof. This is an LX. See how much room there is? And I watched a lot of videos and no one ever really covers this part of it, but if you look at this hump here, it's probably 1.5 inches at max up. So it's basically a non-issue for the middle seat person. The other concerns I had with this vehicle was it looks like this middle seat is kind of like pushed up higher than the other seats, if you kind of look like that. So it looks like if you're in the middle, the person might be hitting their legs on this, which is not totally the issue. The other thing to consider on this is you can see these side seats are concave, where this is almost convex. So that also created a little bit of a problem for the middle person, but there's still plenty of distance here. So when you're looking at this, and I'll sit in here, I just want you to consider these numbers and these numbers are going to sound crazy. Okay, so you can see I'm back here. I'm trying to get all the angles, but I have there's absolutely no issue at all with, I mean, this is so much room here, there's no issue. And then headroom, I have no issue. I don't feel like the ceiling's collapsing on me. But I wrote some numbers down. I just want you to listen to these numbers. So the HRV has 37.7 inches of legroom. Now this number is going to shock you. That the Toyota RAV4 has 37.8. So it's almost exactly the same legroom. And then, like I said, I had a Corolla Cross, and the Corolla Cross, according to the numbers, only had 32 inches. So that's almost 5 inches, over 5 inches shorter than the HRV, and that makes a huge difference. And then I wanted to bring up another competitor that a lot of people overlook based on maybe historical data of quality and resale value, but the Chevy Trailblazer actually has almost 40 inch, and it's basically the same size vehicle as this. And it's also a flat floor in the Chevy Trailblazer. So if you're looking for rear cargo room, that's another vehicle to consider that a lot of people just throw out the window because it's a Chevy value. The only vehicle I would say avoid is the Volkswagen Taos. It's a new vehicle and it's just riddled with issues. Definitely avoid that. Maybe it was first year of production or something, but they have just massive issues such as rear brakes going out at 10,000 miles, electronic issues. Okay, so this is the LX, and you're gonna notice there's no fold down here for an armrest, and that's common across some vehicles, like the Corolla Cross also doesn't have that. And let me just tell you that when is the last time you actually used the armrest in here. I mean, it's such a, it's not used very often, so to me it's not a feature that I would really miss, but that is an issue that people have brought up, but to me it's not an issue. Okay, so the next issue people have brought up is, this is kind of a weird cubby that doesn't do anything. It's actually, in different countries they did put vents here, and there was also charging ports here. So other people's issue is there's no rear vent. But let me tell you, and I've driven this car at 0 degrees Fahrenheit with rear passengers, and they have not had an issue with heat getting back here. There's plenty of vents up front, which is suitable. And there's also, it's gonna be hard to see, but there's a vent down there. Maybe the mat's covering it right now, but that also allows heat to go through, so that's not an issue either. So to me, those two issues are really minuscule. Also, some people brought up, well, there's a pocket here, there's not a pocket there. Again, how often do you really use that? And this is why Honda did a smart job on this, because they looked at, they used to have the magic fold seats where the seats would fold up, and they found out that many people don't use them. And I know they're extremely valuable for the people who do use them, but Honda was able to say, okay, we only have 10% people using it, because they did take a survey, and they said we're better off if we don't use that and we engineer it so these seats fold completely flat. So when you fold this down, this seat pushes forward and you get a flat surface all the way across your rear cargo area. So that's why they did that. And I understand that the magic seats were really important for some people, but they just made that decision based on cost and usage. So one of our solutions was for the middle seat passenger, because you can see that concaveness, and then this seat kind of is really hard. Actually, the middle seat's kind of hard. So we went to Jo-Ann Fabrics and we got this, I think it's 1.5 inch memory foam, and it was like super cheap. It was under $5. And we're gonna put this into a sheet encasement so it looks really nice. But once you put that there, that middle passenger has absolutely no problem with the convexness of the back or the hardness of the seat. So it works out really well. So that's the solution we came up with. If you really wanted pockets or something, they do have the over the seat covers that have the pockets. We've used that in our minivan before and it works great. But I think you'd be okay with that.